Hello friends, welcome to my face without makeup. No, really, welcome to the beginning of what I hope will be a fun reading vlog. As a lot of you probably know, I am co-hosting a reread along, or just read along, of the Infernal Devices Trilogy by Cassandra Clare with my friends Jane and Chandler. I figured I would vlog the experience of me rereading this series, which I have always considered one of my favorite series, but which I have not touched since Clockwork Princess came out in 2013. I have been reading the Shadowhunters books since like 2010, and like I say, I don't think I've ever reread the Infernal Devices. I've definitely reread the Mortal Instruments, but not the Infernal Devices, so I'm really excited. It's about like 12:30 right now, so it's past midnight, and I figured I'm not super tired yet and I don't have to get up early tomorrow, so I figured I would go ahead and start reading. We're reading Clockwork Angel this week, Clockwork Prince next week, and Clockwork Princess the next. I'm gonna dive in. I'll update you guys with thoughts when I have them. Oh, by the way, this video is going to be filled with spoilers, so if you have not read the Infernal Devices, please stay away, unless you like want to be spoiled for that series, because I want to like share my candid thoughts with you guys, especially those of you who have also read this series. So yeah, I will talk to you guys once I start reading. Hello friends, it is Monday morning now. Managed to read about 15% of Clockwork Angel last night. Initial thoughts, you can definitely tell that this was written early on in Cassie Clare's catalog. Like just the amount that her writing has improved since her early books is honestly astounding. And I honestly respect that, because I respect a writer who gets better with each release, which I think that Cassie Clare definitely does. I also had totally forgotten the fact that Tessa is like stolen by the Dark Sisters at the beginning of this book and like locked away for like 6 weeks in their creepy house. And that's how she meets like Will and all of the Shadowhunter gang in London. That was just like a detail that I totally forgot. That sounds like a major detail. It's like how the story starts, but like I said, I just totally forgotten about that. So yeah, so far having a great time. Hey everyone. It's a little bit later now. I look some type of way, but it's okay. It's actually only like 8 p.m., but it's pitch black dark outside because daylight savings time ended 2 days ago, and I'm already over it because I should not feel this tired at 8 p.m. every night. It should not be this dark at 8 p.m. And it got dark at like, I don't know, 5:45. So I'm not happy, but I am happy about this reread so far. Earlier I got about halfway through the book and then took a break to like make some dinner and, I don't know, respond to comments. I posted a video today and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Normal life things. I'm like halfway through, so updated thoughts at this point. I like completely forgot that Jessamine was a thing, and I forgot how much I really didn't like her in this book. Not shocking, she's not portrayed as a very likable character, but I don't know, like this whole vlog is just gonna be me forgetting like really big details and being shocked that I forgot them because I haven't touched this book in 8 years, you know? Anyway, also, I just love Charlotte so much. She's always been one of my favorite Shadowhunters characters. And like just, I forgot the whole dynamic of this institute and how much I loved it and how much like wit and snark and like fun antics all of this gang gets up to. That's one thing I love about all the Shadowhunter Chronicles, is that even though they're serious, they deal with serious subject matter, and these people are they lead pretty, there's so much levity, and they still are so witty and funny and have these, you know, fun like friend and family dynamics. I don't know, I just love it a lot. Like I said, I'm like halfway through the book and no significant like romance stuff has been happening yet, so I'm eager for that kind of plot point to start. It's like one of the best things about this series for sure. I had today off, which is why I got to kind of like chill around all day and have not worn makeup all day. I don't have to go to work till 4 tomorrow, so I'll have time to read in the morning and early afternoon, because I know when I get home from work tomorrow night, I'm just gonna be like eyes glued to the TV and the computer watching election results roll in. So I think tonight I'm just gonna like mute my social media and not look at the polling and just try to like concentrate solely on this world and the London Institute. So yeah, I guess I'll update you guys with more thoughts in a bit. Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. I'm getting a late start to this today because it's election day. It's like 11:30 a.m. right now. I woke up bright and early at like 8 and just have been so like keyed up on anxiety since I woke up because, I mean, election day is always an exciting day for me, but since 2016 has obviously become a very stressful day as well, I think for a lot of us. And in Georgia this year, we just have a race that means a lot to me, and I've thrown so much of my life into trying to get out the vote and elect Stacey Abrams as our next governor, and I think she's such a qualified, intelligent, well-spoken, capable candidate, and her opponent is just evil. And so this race is like feels really personal to me because I've worked on it and because it's about something that I really care about. So yeah, feeling that election day anxiety, but I'm finally gonna like kind of disconnect from social media for a little bit and try to hopefully finish Clockwork Angel. I'm like 71-ish% through right now. We're starting to get some good Tessa and Jem content. It's funny because when I first read these books when I was in high school, obviously Will was my favorite because, you know, who doesn't love a good angsty romance? And I still do love Will, Jem, and Tessa, like all three of them, team OT3 all the way. But now when I'm reading it, I'm like, Jem is just such an obvious choice because he's the one who is like dependable and lovable and predictable, but like also just not boring. Just he's wonderful and just a good human, and I don't know, he just seems like such the obvious choice to me now as an adult reading this. But like I said, I do love all three of them. So I'm hoping we're gonna get some action soon, like a final ending scene kind of thing. Yeah, like I said, just gonna try to like chill the hell out for a little bit. I drank some coffee this morning, which I really shouldn't have done because I'm already like a little keyed up without that. Yeah, let's keep reading. I'm about to head to work now, hence my wet hair. I also saved my voting sticker from early voting and I'm wearing it. But I finished Clockwork Angel and it was so good. I had like forgotten all of the key details of the ending showdown, so that was really fun to read again. I also forgot what a ginormous asshole Will is to Tessa at the end of this book, and that Magnus kind of starts playing more of an important role starting at the end of this book. Needless to say, it was a great experience. I'm gonna rate it 4 stars upon reread. I rated it 5 stars originally, but I just think the quality of writing is a little bit lacking. I think that Cassandra Clare's writing has really improved, so I'm gonna rate it 4 stars. So I guess I will talk to you guys next week when we start Clockwork Prince. I can't believe it's only Tuesday and I have like 6 days until I can start Clockwork Prince, but I will talk to you when I do. Hi everyone, welcome to week 2 of #Infernal Reread. We are reading Clockwork Prince this week. I'm pretty stoked about it. Today is Monday. I have not read much of Clockwork Prince yet. It's like almost 8 p.m. now. I worked all day and so far I've only read the prologue of Clockwork Prince. This is not gonna be a week like last week where I finished the book in like 2 days because I just have so much shit to do this week. I actually leave for London on Friday. I just have a lot to do this week, so my reading might not be as intense as last week, but I think I'm still gonna have a great time reading Clockwork Prince. I've also just been like slacking on reading in general. I didn't get anything read this weekend, mostly because a new season of Great British Baking Show dropped on US Netflix on Friday, so that has been consuming all the time that I would normally devote to reading, which is fine, I don't mind, because Bake Off just gives me so much joy and just puts me in such a good like mental headspace. I have 2 more episodes of that, so I think before I even try to get into Clockwork Prince tonight. I'm gonna just go ahead and finish those 2 episodes. So tonight I might not actually get to starting Clockwork Prince. If I do, I might just read like a chapter or something. I just want to start this and clue you guys in as to what's going down. Hopefully it'll be another exciting week of revisiting an old favorite. Good morning. It is Tuesday now, and as I suspected last night, I did not get around to reading any of Clockwork Prince. I just finished up Bad Blood, which have a little bit of time before I go to work, and so I was planning on reading Clockwork Prince now for a little bit. But then today's Tuesday, which means new books came out today, which means in this case that the new Ghost of the Shadow Market novella came out today. So I think I just have to read that now. I was gonna wait, but then my friend Jane texted me. Jane is like co-hosting the Infernal Reread with me. She's one of my closest friends. She's great. And she was like, Madeline, you have to read the story right now. So her wish is my command. That's what I'm gonna do. I thought I would talk about it since it's still Shadowhunters related, and it involves Ghost of the Shadow Market involves characters from the Infernal Devices as like kind of the central characters. So I'm gonna read that. I have a feeling that I'm gonna have a lot of feelings about this, especially because it's the last one in the Ghost of the Shadow Market novella series. Although I think two like new novellas are going to be included in the bind up that comes out next year, which just irritates me to no end because it's like a huge like fuck you to all the readers who have been like checking out the books from their library or buying the ebooks like every month as they come out. But whatever, that's a conversation for another day. I'm gonna read this now and probably cry. And then if I finish it in a timely manner, then I'll actually read a little bit of Clockwork Prince. Okay, I really need to go get ready for work, but I just want to say that novella just like rended my soul apart in a good way. Happy rending of my soul. No spoilers because probably not a lot of you have read it yet, but it's the content I need. It's the content I deserve. I'm so happy. Hey everyone, today is Wednesday and I've done a horrible job at updating you so far today, but that is because I haven't had anything to update you on. It's currently 10 p.m. I worked all day and then when I got home I was just panicking to do a couple things to get ready to leave in 2 days, and then I went and hung out with some friends, which was really nice. I have like 3 best friends and it's hard with all of our schedules for all of us to get together at one time and place. And I actually, like, me and 2 of my best friends had planned on going and doing this together, but our other friend had said that she couldn't make it. But then she surprised us all by showing up and it was really nice and it was just a lot of fun to hang out with them. I'm gonna try to read a little bit before I go to bed tonight of Clockwork Prince. I'm like a quarter of the way through right now. I would love to get to 33%, a third of the way through tonight. As you can see, this week is going very differently from last week when I finished the book in 2 days. And currently we're on the 3rd day and I'm not even a third of the way through the book. So, you know, it just goes to show that we all have ups and downs in our reading weeks, and I have been like getting reading done. Like I've been getting a lot of audiobook listened to, but I just have not had time to physically read. Man, I'm stressed about this trip. That's your update for today. I'm gonna read a little before bed and then hopefully we'll have a more successful day tomorrow. Hello everyone. I don't even know where to begin. I have so much to tell you. The last time I talked to you, I think was on Thursday, and it is now Sunday. And you might be thinking, Madeline, aren't you supposed to be in London right now? Yup. Where to begin? So Friday, I got to the airport and tried for the 7:15 flight to London, and just everything got really full at the last minute. I fly standby. If you were not aware, I have a parent who works for a major airline, so I get flight benefits, which is great, except for in cases like this when things like this happen. The flight suddenly got really full at the last minute. The 7:15 was showing -2, and a couple of people ended up getting on, but it was mostly revenue standbys, and the very last seat went to the person in front of me. So that was frustrating. But then there was another nonstop at like 10 p.m. which was showing -9, so very improbable, but I also tried for that. Didn't work out. I knew it wasn't gonna work out because, like, as I started walking to the gate, I heard the flight attendant offering vouchers for people who would rebook on the flight the next day. And she was offering like $1,200 vouchers, and that's a lot of money for Delta to be offering. So yeah, I knew that I wasn't gonna get on at that point. So it was just a really big bummer because, you know, you get excited for these trips and everything. And obviously, like, I'm used to flying standby, and I know that it doesn't always work out. And it definitely, you know, nothing is ever certain when you're flying standby, but it's just weird because I take this trip at this time of year every year and have for like 10 years. It just was not working this year. Super frustrating because, like I said, it's Sunday and I could have gotten on Saturday night. There were like 40 empty seats on last night's flight, but that would only give me a day and a half in London, and that's just not enough time to really, it's just not enough time to make it worth it for me. So that's what happened with that. Hence, I'm at home. And I mean, I have the time off work for these next couple of days, so I'm just gonna be hanging out around Atlanta, gonna make it a staycation. My family is not really coming into town until like Tuesday, Wednesday, so I have a couple days to do whatever I want. Anyway, that's an update on my life. As far as my reading, I finished Clockwork Prince this morning. It's so funny to me that last week I finished Clockwork Angel in the first 2 days, and this week it took me the full 7 days to finish Clockwork Prince. These past couple of days I've been like steadily reading like a little bit of it, and it was enough that this morning I was able to finish it pretty easily. I like had to put it down for a while yesterday because, you know, fresh off the sting of my London trip not happening, and I'm reading about like Sophie and Gideon hanging out by Hatchard's and Fornham and Mason and like going to a picnic in the park, and I just like got so mad because I was like, I could be doing that right now. Anyway, thoughts on Clockwork Prince. Again, like, I just had forgotten so much, but it was so good. I ended up rating it like a 4.5 stars on reread. It was great. Love the whole demon pox conversation. Like, I just forgot how hysterical that is. I also wanted to mention, I didn't get a chance to film a clip about this, but Tessa getting like kind of berating Will for leaving Sophie and Gideon alone in the training room together when they didn't really know Gideon very well and know his intentions. I was like, yes, girls supporting girls. I love it so much. It's such a small scene, but it just like made me really happy. And Charlotte and Henry. Charlotte is one of my favorite Shadowhunters characters ever, and I love that her and Henry get to have their little heart-to-heart in Clockwork Prince. And now that I've been reading the Ghost of the Shadow Market novellas, like, I know what their kid is gonna be like because one of them follows Matthew Fairchild, and I just am already like such a big fan of him, and it was just great. And then I forgot that the book literally ends with Cecily barging into the Institute, and that is like the last sentence of the book. So that's such a huge cliffhanger to leave off on. I can't believe I forgot that's where the story ended. And obviously the love triangle is starting to get real angsty. We get more of Magnus in this book because Will is trying to, you know, break his curse. And it really is heartbreaking once he breaks that curse and he comes back and Tessa's already engaged to Jem. Obviously, like I said last week, I think, like, as an adult, it's clear to me that Jem is like just the best choice, but like Will is just, he's not actually the way that he acts. Like, he just is putting on this facade, but now he doesn't have to put on the facade anymore, but it's too late, and it's just, you know, the best kind of like angsty goodness. Honestly, like, all of this could have been better if they had just gone the polyamory route, because I mean, that would be the best situation, right? I mean, obviously it couldn't last forever with everything that happens to Jem in the next book, but like for the time being, that would have been the best route for the three of them. So I'm a little bitter still that Cassie Clare didn't go that route, but hopefully in the Dark Artifices we'll get some polyamory. Yeah, that's really all my thoughts for now. Like I said, it's Sunday today, so our read of Clockwork Princess starts tomorrow. I have like pretty much all day to do whatever I want tomorrow, so I can read as much as I want, and I'm very excited. I like have had such a blast rereading this series so far, and Clockwork Princess has kind of always been my favorite Cassandra Clare book, but I'm interested to see if that changes upon rereading it. Anyway, I guess that's all for me for now. This has been a very long, rambly update, but hopefully this explains why this week's vlog has been such a shit show. But I will see you tomorrow for Clockwork Princess discussions. Hello everyone, happy Monday? Yes, I started reading Clockwork Princess last night and read just like a chapter or two before I went to bed, and then this morning I read a bit more, and I also was able to check out the audiobook from my library. So I've been reading the ebook and listening to the audio kind of intermittently. It's really nice because I feel like I'm gonna be able to finish this one a lot more quickly since I have the audio and I can listen to the audio when I'm not able to read physically. The audiobook is great so far. All of the Shadowhunters Chronicles have great audiobooks if you're ever interested in that sort of thing. I'm like 10 chapters into Clockwork Princess. I would love to get like halfway through or more today. I think that's probably doable. Like I said, like I don't have work or anything. Like I have free time now, so I can do whatever I want. I need to run like an errand or two today, and then I also want to film a couple of videos, but other than that, I really am like just kind of enjoying reading this book and chilling at home, so I think that's probably what I'm gonna do with most of my day. I'll take you along with me and let you know how the reading goes. Well, I'm just here crying because Will and Magnus just had like a moment at Jem's bedside where Magnus, like, Will asks Magnus how he deals with seeing all the people that he loves die, and Magnus says, you endure the unbearable and you bear it. Like, it just, so yeah, this is the first time I've cried during my reread. We're only 42% in, folks, and I already am like feeling real emotional. And Will and Jem are about to talk about how Will's in love with Tessa, and I have a lot of feelings. Okay, that's all I have to say right now. Okay, so this is the third time I've cried. We're only at 55%. I just read the scene where Will feels the parabetide bond get cut, and I'm just so emotional, you guys. Good morning. It is Tuesday now, and have been listening to the audiobook for Clockwork Princess since I woke up. It's like 10 a.m. now. I woke up at like 8, so I just laid in bed listening to the audio. I've definitely found the right way to read the Shadowhunter books, and it's doing a combo of the physical book and the audiobook. Like, it's just helping me get through this so much more quickly than I would otherwise. I'm definitely going to employ this when I attempt to reread the first 2 Dark Artifices book before Queen of Air and Darkness comes out, but that is neither here nor there. I only have 2 chapters left now, so I guess I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna go make some coffee and then finish this book. Finished it. That was an emotional freaking roller coaster. What a great ending. This is seriously my favorite conclusion to any series, I think, because it's like so satisfying and well done, and it's still really emotional and sad at points, and it satisfies the reader without being super implausible, which I think is like the strength of this ending and what makes it so good, is that like everything that happens makes sense. It's plausible within the context of this world and the things that are possible. I'd totally forgotten that this was published before the last couple Mortal Instruments books, but the epilogue of Clockwork Princess takes place after the end of the events of the whole Mortal Instruments series. So we don't get like a full explanation in this book of how Jem was able to unbecome a silent brother, basically. And I won't go into that now in case people watching haven't finished the Mortal Instruments, but I thought that was really interesting. I had totally like forgotten that. But obviously with the context of knowing the ending of the Mortal Instruments series, you know how Jem did what he did to, you know, break the ties of the Silent Brotherhood or whatever. I love this book and I love this series, and when I was reading the first book in the series, rereading it for this reread along, I remember saying like, oh, you can really tell how much Cassandra Clare's writing has improved. And just within the span of these 3 books alone, from Clockwork Angel to Clockwork Princess, it's like a totally different writer. I really admire that about Cassandra Clare, that her writing seems to improve with each book that she publishes and each series that she publishes, because when you've been writing in this same world for so long, like, it's good to see improvement in writing and in storytelling. I'm trying to think if I have any other thoughts. I'm still just like really emotional about everything, because like I said, I've been reading the Ghost of the Shadow Market novellas, which are all about Jem as Brother Zachariah, and a couple of them take place after he has become mortal again. Just having the context of the Ghost of the Shadow Market stories while I was reading this made me really emo. Especially the epilogue with Jem and Tessa, and knowing what happens in the last Ghost of the Shadow Market novella, Through Blood Through Fire, which just came out this month. I was just having so many feelings, and like we get passing mentions of like the whole crew from the Infernal Devices children, and we get to follow some of their children in the Ghost of the Shadow Market novellas, and so having the context of like who they were was awesome. Rereading this series has me really pumped for The Last Hours, which is the next series that Cassandra Clare is starting in the Shadowhunter world. Well, one of 2 next series Cassandra Clare is starting in the Shadowhunter world, and the first book is scheduled to come out, slated to come out in 2019. So I really hope that publication date is still accurate, because I just can't wait to follow all of this next generation, because their parents are so fascinating and there are so many interesting dynamics within their kind of circle that I think are gonna play out even more in their children's lives. I don't know, and like I don't really know what the overarching conflict is gonna be in The Last Hours, and I think that there might be no huge overarching conflict, the likes of which there is in like the Mortal Instruments, the Infernal Devices, and the Dark Artifices. So it'll be really interesting to follow this group of Shadowhunters who is not growing up in a world of like war and pain and suffering. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to start rereading the Dark Artifices now, because you know, Jem and Tessa make appearances in there, and obviously we follow their very distant, you know, descendants. So happy that I decided to reread these books this month. Thank you to everyone who joined me in rereading them, and thank you to Jane and Chandler for like wanting to co-host this with me, because I don't know about y'all, but I've had just the best time doing this. Yeah, I guess this concludes this reading vlog for my reread of the Infernal Devices series, like 8 years after I first started reading this series. I can't believe, like, rereading this as an adult has been such a different experience for me. All in all, a great experience. Thanks to everyone who joined me. I hope you have enjoyed this reading vlog. It's been kind of all over the place, but you know, such is life. I plan on doing another reading vlog for when I start rereading Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows, so stay tuned for that if you're into Shadowhunters things. Yeah, that's really all I have for this video. thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. As always, all my social media links will be down below so that we can be friends. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in another video. Bye!